This week we're running the beaches in the East Neuk of Fife in memory of a Polish war hero. Well, I didn't say we were running fast. I'm taken to the rooftops in search of the answer to a mystery from a previous episode. And on Scotland's beautiful Gulf Coast, De Niro eats all the biscuits before we answer the question what lurks behind a door like this. But first we're off to Fife, where I meet a new friend. This morning we're at the seaside. The bad news is we're running and it's very warm and it's on the beach, and it was all her idea, so it's her fault that I've got to run today. It's Sunday and I've got to run again. That's twice.
You're gonna get a medal.
Twice in 2 days. I'm only doing it for the medal.
A medal and free soup.
Medal and the soup. I'll tell you a little bit about the race in a minute, but it's a much bigger deal for a certain nationality than I thought it was, to be honest. We are here for a thing called the General Sosabowski Memorial Race. I probably pronounced that completely wrong. General Sosabowski was the guy that was in charge of the Polish troops stationed here during the Second World War, where they did all their training. There's a parachute base nearby and indeed the base of a parachute training base. But there's also lots of Polish scouts here, Polish troops and Polish people. It's a really cosmopolitan vibe. Walked past this campsite on the coastal path a few times. Had no idea it was quite this big or quite this posh looking. I've never seen so many Polish people, and I've been to Poland. Talked about the parachute training base. There's some pictures that I've never seen before, and I have done some research into this for an episode we're going to do at some point. That's pretty cool, eh? And the dog is called Smokey. He must have been like a mascot for the war or something, although I'm not sure that ever actually happened. It is 20 odd degrees, and these Polish troops are doing the event in their military gear. It gets a bit sweaty. That is quite a nice view. We've shown you Ely before, I think, at some point, but this is where we're back over there. That corner there is the most famous thing about Ely. We're definitely going to show you that one day. That is the chain walk. Go and Google it it's the most dangerous tourist attraction in Scotland. People up there are talking about parkrun, so I've come down here. We'll be seeing more of these as we get further along, but these concrete blocks, like there's one there and there's a load along there. They're called Dragon's Teeth, and I believe the ones at this end were put here by the Polish army in the Second World War, obviously to stop anybody invading, or slow down anybody invading. Oh, and there's somebody playing with a drone. Whatever it is, they've got a very, very nice method of control. They're doing a sort of swoopy, turny, all at the same thing. I can never master that. I've got so many outtakes of shoddy drone work for you to see, but that's, yeah, or for you not to see, rather. You're not seeing them, they're rubbish. I'll try and maintain the illusion of competence. There's a few minutes to go, and I think this is all the Polish bigwigs arriving in their rather smart-looking uniforms. Oh, and here's somebody even more important. He's got white stuff on his hat and a proper hat. So yeah, we must be out ready to go. We'll keep you posted. This is going to be well, hot, sweaty, and slow. I think. Funny enough, hot, sweaty, and slow is how I often think of Beck.
And obviously, this is a great event. I am very happy to be a part of it. Unfortunately, I'm in the wrong outfit.
Yeah, right. Wee drone batteries doing quite well. Oh, we're off, by the way, as you probably noticed. That is a really pretty view, and making it even prettier. Here comes Bex, who's not enjoying this much. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, great. They did say there was a bit of a paddle. Cold. Come on, Bex, run, come on. It's not warm. It's very pretty to look at, but it's very hard to run on. And we've got 3.5k out on this beach before we turn round and head back. So I'll shut up and I'll see you at 3.5k. And here come the people. We've still got about a kilometre and a bit to go at this beach. Here's people on their way back with just over 2 kilometres to go. Well done! Brilliant running. That guy over there is the turning point, and up there is some bunkers that we looked at in the previous episode. And these concrete blocks here, these ones were definitely put in by the Polish army in the Second World War, because we were told that at the start. I am not running on this. Thanks for coming out.
It's rubbish on a Sunday anyway. I wasn't doing anything.
This is much more fun.
It's okay.
We're doing 90-30 intervals, so we run for 90 seconds and walk for 30, and the walks are getting shorter and shorter. I'm sure my watch is fast. And we are back here. It's time for a wee splash. Let's get some splashes for effect.
You're doing brilliant. Well,
yeah, well done. Thank you, guys. And that is it. As the young lady said, this is the finish. Guess what? All these people finished before us. We didn't win, but hey ho. Thank you. And that is what we did it for. That is the General Sobat, that one there. Medal. Oh, there's a waggy tail competition going on. Who's got the waggiest tail? I asked this guy in front of us if I could have an interview. He said no, he was a little horse. Boom. I had to stop and take a selfie with the horse. The army man was like, get on you go, lunatic. Well, that run was actually quite a lot of fun. If you ever feel like running 7 kilometres on sand, I can wholeheartedly recommend it. But if you don't feel like running 7 kilometres on sand, I can wholeheartedly understand it. Anyway, we're now off to Scotland's Gulf Coast, beautiful East Lothian, where I don't think we've taken you before. De Niro is eating his dinner, which means he's in the way of me cooking mine. De Niro. he's too busy eating. If you ignore the carnage in front of me, it is quite a nice view of a cornfield. We're at a place called Archerfield, and we're here because tomorrow we are, guess what? It's another junior parkrun ticked off on our doing all the junior parkruns in Scotland. It's just a new place to sniff. First off, do battle with the stove to try and get it lit. Yay, that sounded successful. So I'm in charge of cooking again tonight, and unusually it's not steak. It's still a bit meaty to be fair, but it's not steak. We're having stir fry. De Niro is suddenly not interested in his dinner, which is over there, because there is meat getting cooked over here. Why do I have your undivided attention? Stop pretending you're not looking at me. Oh, you're not looking at me. De Niro, would you like some stir fry? Or a biscuit? Rather a biscuit. Biscuits? It is a special biscuit. It's not really a special biscuit, but don't tell him that. That is a fine mess, but I'm sure it'll taste nice. I found something new today that I've never seen before. This is turning into a cookery blog, but these, great for in the van I suppose, because you can just fill them with that. Might go or might be a total disaster. We will find out later. The frying pan is empty, the little pan is full, and the pockets are, yeah, let's see how it goes. De Niro is not at all interested in our new next door neighbour. Hello, Mr. Waggy Tongue. The dog's looking at me wondering why I'm talking. Okay. Figure out from that shadow what the person next door is doing. I don't know. Like, no idea. So we are at Archerfield Walled Garden, but we can't afford to stay here because if you look down there, it's 2 deer. And lots more over there. Okay, the 2 deer was funny until there was 5, but there's 2 deer down there. Someone is in a good mood, and the other one is bouncing about wagging his tail. There you are, I can do the 2 deer joke again a bit good. Does that smell interesting, does it, De Niro? We're doing the solar system walk. It's a 1 to 3.6 billion scale model of the solar system, and we've already seen Jupiter. Now we've got to look for Uranus. I'm not doing a joke, it's not funny.
We've seen Neptune.
Fairy trail, almost there. That's pretty cool, the picture frame with the house in the background. When we did a run here about 3 or 4 years ago, that's where you ran. You come down the hill and straight along there. It was quite memorable. That's quite a nice view. You want to go and visit Bella the little fairy? I don't think we shall. Let's see if it's... No. It doesn't even open. Bella has locked her front door to keep people out. And that's why Bella and Blossom have locked their front door, because people like Rebecca are trying to break into their houses. That's a wonderfully secure fairy door. I wonder what lurks behind it. That is really nice over there, and you've got a gate there for little people, and then you've got a gate there for big people, and then you've got the lazy approach, which is just to walk around the end of it. Ta-da! Circumventing any sort of classification of little or big that would cause an argument later. Willow teepee, that's quite impressive, isn't it? It's all this coppicing. I do quite like it. I think that's what it's called, all the bending of the sticks to make shapes. These things are quite nice. So, fairy puck, fairy puck. Oh, somebody's done a little picture for him. Oh, yeah, this is actually quite nice. You've got to suspend your disbelief a little bit, but it's nice. If you walk in the woods at night, you know just what to do. Follow your greyhound, because he's just done a poo. Yeah, okay, that's too much information. Lots of willow things. That's the willow kirk, and over there is the willow yurt, and there is the willow greyhound, and the willow lady trying to pick some blackberries without falling over. She has been drinking this afternoon. And there's a slightly closer view of the big house with the sunlight making it look incredibly attractive. That is quite nice. I would like to put the drone up over it, but I think the owners might be a bit upset about somebody spying through their window. This is just at the end of what photographers call the golden hour, and standing here you can see why it's called that. This is such a nice wee park. Keep your dog under control at all times. He is dangerously out of control. He's going to hurt his neck, actually. It's my biggest concern. De Niro, you don't like running, stop it. She's not coming, she's collapsed. That's a nice view of Archerfield House. It's open to guests only, not the likes of us. There will be lots more of East Lothian in a future episode, but for now I'm heading back to work. Charity shops. Waiting for a colleague to arrive to do some work, so I'm going to go for a wee walk to look at some charity shops. On the way past, this is the old court building in Eccles. I've worked in there and it's amazing because a lot of the old court papers are still lying about, and when I say old, I mean old. Nobody wanted to move them anywhere else. There's boxes and files and all sorts. It's a really, really interesting building. And every time a car goes over that drain, it makes the loudest noise. Ow. And while we're here, I'm going to have a look at something that we were talking about before, I think, on Places for the Past, because there's a churchyard at Eccles that's mentioned in other graveyards. It says such and such is buried in Eccles churchyard. I've been there and had a look and couldn't see anything, so I'm going to go today for a better look, knowing that there should be a graveyard somewhere. It's probably gone, but there might still be some little traces. Yeah, we're not in Scotland anymore. I wonder how many people have stopped watching. Oh, I'm getting quite into retro gaming again, because I've always been rubbish at computer games, but I do quite like them. There's some sort of smart retro gaming console. Wonder if that's any good. A bit of googling will be required. As you can see, this is not the most vibrant and salubrious part of Salford, but it's still really good for charity shops, and it's always nice buzz here. There's a couple of really good cafes, and it's yeah, I quite like this place. Eccles is not bad. That doesn't mean that I'd like to live here. You can come down to the shopping centre and you can do some oh no you can't. They're all boarded up. A lot of this place is like that. A lot of these big shopping centres that used to be the sort of hub of the community are now sitting empty. Occasionally there's art galleries and community endeavours. Mostly there's charity shops. I've worked in that car park. It's got a telecoms thing in it, and it is there's bits of concrete falling off all over the place. It's not the happiest place to work. It's getting demolished now though. Hopefully it turned into something a wee bit better. And I'm doing that thing where I walk out with my phone to my ear so it doesn't look like I'm talking to myself. Right, let's go into the first charity shop, the E-Word Guild. Who remembers when there was only one type of Monopoly board game? How many dozens of different types of Monopoly are there now? There's only one Pooh Bingo though. Well, I imagine there's only one Pooh Bingo. There can't be much call for any more than one. Nice wee shop. It's a bit of a long walk to the next one, which is right next door. And right next door to that, there's another one. I told you this was good. Heading straight for the toys corner, obviously, because why not? You do see some nice things like well, and that. And then the long walk to the next charity shop. This is actually a clearance shop, so the prices are usually pretty good. I do always come in here and have a rummage about through the board games and jigsaws to see if there's anything for our eBay shop. But we don't ever buy jigsaws if they're not sealed, because that would be really annoying. Imagine buying a jigsaw and there's like one piece missing at the end of it. And if those three weren't enough for you, over the road there is another one. There used to be more actually. I think there's a couple that have shut down. I've always got some sort of half-baked money-making scheme on the go. That was the point of YouTube, was to make some money. That's failed spectacularly, but I do enjoy doing the videos, and I know you guys enjoy watching them, so thank you very much for tagging along. One of the best things about this eBay shop and buying stuff to sell on is how quickly you realise how there is profit in some things and not in others. There must be profit in records, but I've got no idea what I'm looking for. I guess some trial and error is required. Hiya. Just this, please. Some board games there for the eBay shop, and also to have a wee play with first. We always play with them to make sure that they're actually complete. I mean, we check them, we don't play with them, we check them obviously because we're adults. Oh well, slim pickings today. Let's go and look for a graveyard, shall we? That sounds like fun. Don't worry, it won't be there for very long. But all the people that hang up or switch off, you know what I mean, when we go to a graveyard. I just like graveyards. This is St Mary's Church in Eccles, and we're here in search of the graveyard that is mentioned in a few other places. It says such and such buried here, but their son is buried in Eccles Parish Church, and this is it. So let's see if there's anything left. St Mary's Parish Church, did I say that? If not, I just have. The oldest building in Eccles, the remains of a Norman church. That Norman guy built a lot of churches. I'm assuming that a lot of the graveyard is now under buildings like that one over there. And yeah, these bits here look quite old, so I'm guessing the graveyard used to be to the right of the church. Let's see if we can find any evidence of it, and then we'll go home and look at the old maps. How's that for a plan? And there's some evidence of something. What does that say? Can we see if it says anything? Alright, it's not a grave slab, which is what we thought. It says this school was built by subscription on a plot of ground given by, what does that say? William something, Esquire. There you are. So it's not a grave slab. I'll shut up now. Anybody living in fear of me waffling about a graveyard has got nothing to worry about. I don't think there's any evidence of one here. Oh yeah, here's a bit of paving that is potentially quite old. Let's have a look. Here was buried the body of James something something blah blah blah. Date. Come on. Can't see. Can you see the date on that? I can't. Oh yeah. 1786. Look at that. The 6 just makes it onto the slab. It turned out there was quite a lot more interesting stuff here than I thought there was going to be, so if you want to find out more about this graveyard, get yourself over to Places for the Past. I can't guarantee that episode will be up before this one goes up, but I'll do my best, and if not, at some point in the future, there'll be a Places for the Past from this graveyard. If I'd come in by the front gate, I would have seen that consecrated ground, so yeah, there is still a graveyard under there, there's just no stones on top. Right, last wee interesting bit about Eccles, which as you can see from the buildings is not a hugely interesting place, well apart from the church. We're going to head up and see somewhere with a bit of a backstory. What I brought you up here to see is now the car park for the railway station and the motorway. But in the 19th century it was a graveyard, so there's absolutely no sign of that left to see, but it was here, so there, that's interesting, or not, depending on your point of view. If you look at how lively and vibrant this part of Eccles is, a bit of plague probably wouldn't make that much difference. If you look at the very top there, one of the seagulls hasn't shown up for work. If you want to see how that church sticks out like a bit of a sore thumb, let's go away up there somewhere. Well, I can show you the view after I have bolted this thing to another thing. My life is highly technical. Here's me, brain the size of a planet, bolting things to other things. So there's your nice view from up here of lots and lots of mostly Victorian housing, apart from the stuff down here. That over there is Trafford Park. Used to be the largest park, retail park, not retail park, business park, industrial park in Europe, and there was train lines going through it and all sorts of really cool stuff. If you look at our video from Salford Quays, we talk a little bit about that. Over there there's a big chemical-y plant that I don't know if it still works or not. And then our wee church that we were just looking at is over here. Can you just see it? Between these two poles there's lots of really scabby looking houses, and in the distance more scabby looking tower blocks, and then a little survivor, or a little church right in the middle there. I shouldn't really call those tower blocks scabby looking, because the time I've been here they've spent millions and millions tarting them up a little bit. They've put new cladding on the outside, and yeah, they look a bit better than they used to, that's for sure. The Victorian redevelopment at Manchester was very well thought out, because if you look at this view here, hopefully you can see it, because we've got a nice park and nice houses, or nicer houses probably than what was there before, because Manchester was famous for its slums. It still is in some places, but don't tell anybody I said that. So you've got a nice park, you've got your school, you've got your church, and you've got all your housing. So it was all in one little area, much better than what was here before, which, as I just mentioned, was famously unpleasant with all the mills and the industry and stuff. Dotted about here there's still the odd mill standing. There's one just over there, if you can just about see that. And if you look round, there's various chimneys and various other remnants of industry, but I'll stop gibbering about that now, because I've actually finished the work that I came here to do, and yeah, I've had enough. I'm going home. You'll have to agree that thing has been expertly bolted to that thing. I'm good at bolting things to other things. I'm sure it's not a ghost, and I don't know if you can hear it, but I can hear the chuff of a steam engine. It must be something else. There are no steam engines about here. You can not see any plumes of steam that you get from them. The reason that massive industrial complex there was so successful is in front of us. You can just about see. That's the Manchester Ship Canal that goes all the way to Liverpool. So Manchester, although it's not on the coast, it did have quite a big shipping industry. Again, video from Salford Quays, blah blah blah. Oh, something a bit exciting has happened. The little thermometer mabob says 34 degrees. That's no good, that's too warm. This is about the 4th heat wave to hit the UK this year. It's getting a bit repetitive.